So I think what's necessary is that we have universal background checks. We have an assault weapons ban and a ban on large magazines, and have a federal anti-gun trafficking law. Those are three pieces of legislation that overall would be able to address this unbelievable scourge of gun death in this country. These families are reeling. As you just showed, this is life-shattering. When you lose someone you love, it changes everything. And unfortunately, we have gun death across my state, across this country every day. We have it with gang shootings, we have it in inner city violence, we have it with these mass shootings, and it is absolutely incumbent upon us to pass these three common sense gun reforms now. Obviously, gun reform can be bipartisan, but often isn't bipartisan enough to get to 60 votes. The last time we had a vote on this was right after Sandy Hook. My bill to ban gun trafficking got 58 votes. It was the closest we got to 60. Background checks were something like 53 or 54. And assault weapons ban less. So we have to work harder to find the bipartisan support that we need. We need to lift up the voices of our constituents and across this country so legislators know that this is something that they want done. And over time, if we cannot get the 60 vote threshold on this, we should really consider on reforming the filibuster, because this is the kind of transformational legislation that will save lives that we need a vote on today. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to work very hard on my trafficking bill and the other legislation to actually get this passed in this Congress on a bipartisan basis.
And do you think it can be done without changing the filibuster?
You know, I don't know. We got very close to both pieces of background checks and trafficking the last time we voted. Maybe there have been changes of heart within the Senate. So I hope we try very hard in the next couple of weeks to get the 60 votes we need. But if we can't get even close, maybe it is time to reform the filibuster.
Now, you're hearing today on sexual assault in the military. As I say, you've been a leader on this, and that it's getting worse. It's an epidemic, you say. What is causing the increase?
Well, unfortunately, this has been a scourge for time immemorial. And I have been working on this issue for the last 8 years, trying to change how we deal with these cases. Right now, commanders choose judge, jury, prosecutor, and defense counsel. And a lot of our commanders are not trained lawyers. Most of them aren't. And they're certainly not criminal lawyers. And so unfortunately, when they review these cases, they often have skin in the game or bias because they might know the accused or the accuser, and it might affect their judgment. Second, they only have the support of their general counsels who are generalists. They don't actually have enough criminal justice background to actually decide which cases should go forward. So the reform that advocates support and survivors support that would make a difference about how many cases get tried and how many cases end in conviction would be allowing the decision-making of whether a case should go to trial be given to a trained military prosecutor. It will professionalize the system. It will make sure that more cases that have a chance of ending conviction move forward. And if these cases aren't chosen by the prosecutor to be prosecuted, it will go right back to the commander. And then the commander can do the non-judicial punishment that he's using now in 8 out of 10 cases. So this is the kind of reform that I think is transformative. It will give more confidence in the system. More survivors will want to report these crimes. Because when you ask them, why didn't you report? Overwhelmingly, they say, because I didn't have faith that the chain of command would have my back. And that's not surprising, because when we've done climate surveys, when we've done investigations like at Fort Hood, we find that the climate is not supportive of women. There's a lot of sexual harassment. And in fact, it's coming from the lower level commanders. And so if you've been assaulted by someone in your ranks, you don't necessarily believe that your commander will have your back. Even though that commander may not be the one deciding, you just don't have faith in the chain of command. And so that's the truth. So we should make this reform. It is a bipartisan reform. There's so few reforms in Washington that have the support of Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders at the same time, and this does. This also has the support of Mitch McConnell and Senator Schumer. So it is something that is common sense. It is a simple, small reform that this one moment in time, you could have the eye of a trained prosecutor look at the case file and make a judgment. It will change everything.
Well, that's for sure. It's been a long haul for you, so it looks like you might be on the verge of real success there. Thank you. Please come back and update on that as well.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.